Welcome, aiming higher students, to another lesson together. In our fourth lesson, we're going to focus more on a skill that I'm sure most of you find difficult and challenging, and perhaps dislike at times. And that skill is writing skills. However, today I'm going to give you a few tips or teach you a few techniques that you can use to improve your writing skills. And I'm 100% sure that this will make you feel better about writing. Just like what we've discussed in terms of listening and how there are different stages in the listening and certain techniques that you can do, it's the same thing for writing. So today we're going to focus more on the techniques and the tips that you can use in the pre-writing stage. And the pre-writing stage is the stage that you're in before you begin writing, and this is where you decide what to write and how to write, and you try to plan what you're going to include in your writing. So this is what we call the pre-writing stage. In the pre-writing stage, we do something that is extremely important, and perhaps we don't understand its value completely, but it's very, very important, and that is brainstorming. So brainstorming is when you put all of your ideas together about a certain topic. And I want you to imagine drops of rain. Drops of rain, that rain keeps pouring, 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 and that's how I want you to imagine your thoughts, that they keep pouring on the paper as you write them. And this is where you write every idea that comes to your mind, and it does not matter whether you think it's a strong point, it's a weak point, you're not sure, you just list everything that you have at this stage. And I'm going to give you 3 types of brainstorming. The 3 types are making a list, free writing, and mapping. So let us have a look at the first one, making a list. When you make a list, you basically write a list that is of single words, could be phrases, could be incomplete sentences. It does not matter because this is not your actual final writing. So this is an example of the topic, what should I study at university? So you can brainstorm using making a list technique by saying history, math, what do I want to do later, writing, science, and so on. The second type of brainstorming is free writing. And this is where you write about a topic without stopping in form of a paragraph. And when you free write, it usually helps you practice fluency. So it's when you write quickly and easily without correcting yourself. It does not matter if you have spelling mistakes, grammatical mistakes. No, you just write to let your ideas flow onto the paper. And this is just the brainstorming stage. We're not yet at the writing stage. And this is an example of that. So as you can see, this student has written, I don't like physical, and then she or he put a dash. So this is where you can write freely. The third type is mapping. And I like this mapping technique because this is where you where your artistic side comes out. So mapping is basically writing the topic in the middle and then adding branching to the ideas or to the topic. So this is the same example we had in making a list in terms of what should I study at university, but this is the mapping technique. And you can be as creative as you want. Of course, you can draw, you can draw symbols, you can be as creative as you want. Now, we've learned about 3 techniques in terms of brainstorming, but I'm sure that you're wondering, what is the best way of brainstorming? Is making a list the best? Is free writing the best? Is mapping the best? Actually, there is no best method of brainstorming. You just have to explore and try all these 3 techniques and see what works the best for you. What you think you enjoy the most, what helps you write more. Are you more of free writing style, or are you more of making a list, or do you want to spend your time, making circles and adding colors and being artistic? But also keep in mind that it depends on the time limit Of course, you have less time during the exam, so you will not spend all the time coloring and making a map. So it depends on what you are most comfortable with, as well as the time constraints that you have when you write. Thank you so much. I hope that you keep practicing those techniques in the pre-writing stage. Keep exploring what is the best method for you. Don't worry if you think your idea is, strong, weak, silly. Just keep going, write it, and that's where you will get the best ideas for your writing. Take care and see you next time.